the third minority government budget you've been through, right? Since 2015, 2019, like you've been through a few of these budgets in minority. Does this feel different this time around in terms of whether the government's going to get the budget passed?
It does feel different than the last Parliament, obviously, because of the absence of a supply and confidence agreement. But I think we've been through very similar things in the 43rd Parliament, and just a matter of course, and negotiations are happening, and hopefully common sense prevails, because I'm certain Canadians don't want a Christmas election.
And do you want a Christmas election?
No, I do not.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Chris. Being from Dartmouth and all, you have a significant military presence.
Yes.
Yeah. This is a budget where we're going to be spending a considerable amount on defense. Tell me what your constituents are, what their expectations are.
So we have one of the largest percentages of veterans and serving members. They're very much behind supporting our military. So I, of course, haven't seen the budget. I will see the budget tomorrow, but I'm looking forward to seeing that investment and the pay. Our military members need to get paid.
I was with the PM when he went to Latvia, toured the base.
I saw that.
And he was pretty much getting high-fived by everybody who was getting a raise. It's very popular.
Well, you know, it's difficult to keep people in the military if you don't take care of them.
Great.
So we have to do that.
Thank you. Excellent. Okay.
It's up to them. It's up to them, right? It's not up to the opposition. It's up to the government. You guys have that wrong. Your narrative has been it's on the opposition. Okay. The narrative is it's on the Liberals. It's their budget.
I think the Liberals will vote for the budget.
You never know. There may be some missing too.
Okay.
Do you feel something weird in the air around this budget, that things might be a bit more uncertain than other minority budget votes?
Well, we got to see the budget first. First things first, right? So let's take a good look, and we'll see what goes on from there.
Okay.
Thanks.
Right on. Election ready?
I'm happy to support it. I'm happy to run on it if we need to.
Rule out abstaining from.
Pardon me?
Why wouldn't you rule out abstaining from voting on this budget?
Well, we're not ruling out anything. I mean, we're not speculating on how we're going to vote. You know, if it's a budget that's good for working people, we'll support it. If it's not, we won't. So all options are on the table. Until we read the budget, we really can't say.
We do know a lot about it. 1,000 more RCMP, 1,000 more CBSA, $1,000 tax credit for personal support workers, $500 million for worker retraining and skills retraining. Boy, that sounds like a lot of things you could vote for, doesn't it?
Do you have a copy of the budget,
Oh,
David?
they
I don't have. Geez, I haven't seen that.
Well, over the last few weeks, they've made a lot of pre-budget announcements.
Well, they made some. I mean, you know, we don't make our decision based on budget leaks. You know, a budget is that thick, and there's a lot of things in there. Its impact on Indigenous communities, its impact on healthcare, its impact on job creation and where the infrastructure dollars are going to be spent. Will it create unionized good jobs for Canadians? Will it not? What's the impact on the climate? I mean, there's so many important areas in a budget that we can't speculate in advance. So what we'll say is, what we've said is we're going to read the budget. You know, I think the Conservatives and Bloc have done a disservice by positioning themselves in advance of a budget they haven't read. So we're going to read the budget. We'll study it carefully. We'll consult with stakeholders, and we're going to analyze it through the lens of whether it's good for working people.
And would your caucus, as a group, would your caucus respond all the same way? In other words, all seven will either vote against, vote for, or abstain. Everybody, will be the unity there among
Well, the tradition in every caucus on confidence measures is that the caucus acts with unity. So that's what I expect will happen in this case. It's the tradition of the NDP going back decades.
Jenny Kwan said she won't abstain. So there's only two options left, it seems, if you're all voting the same way.
Well, you know, we haven't decided or caucused yet, so, you know, all options are on the table as far as I'm concerned. I think the main thing is that the New Democrats will vote as a bloc, as we always do. It's a confidence measure, and you know, I'm the whip of our caucus, and you know, that's what you do in confidence measures. You can't vote at cross purposes, so.
Have you been asked by the Conservatives or any other party to vote a certain way?
No.
Is an election a good idea?
I don't think Canadians want an election, that's for sure, and my own view is I don't think Canada needs an election right now. That's why I've said it's up to Mr. Carney. I mean, he has to draft a budget as a Prime Minister in a minority parliament that earns the support of one other party, and that's his job. You know, it's not my job. I don't hold the pen. I'm not the government. It's up to him to craft that budget, and we've been very clear about the kinds of things that would happen in that budget to earn our support. So, do we want an election? No. Do we need one? No. It's up to Mr. Carney whether we have one or not.
Have you talked to him since that pre-budget meeting you had a couple weeks ago?
No, I've only had the one meeting.
The NDP's faced a lot of criticism in the past for propping up the Liberal government. Where are you at with that? Is that something you're up with us on the table moving forward?
Well, I've always rejected the concept of propping up anybody. We signed a confidence supply agreement that brought 9 million Canadians dental care, and we got universal pharmacare established and anti-scab legislation. There's no propping anything up. We extracted things from the government in exchange for our votes. That's how we have Medicare in this country. Did we prop up the Pearson government to get Medicare, or did New Democrats use our power in that parliament to secure good benefits for Canadians? So I'm not worried about any propping up anything. This is a new parliament. It's a new government. And working people are really suffering in this country. You know, prices are sky high. Unemployment's at 10-year records. 1 in 6 young people is not working. Our economy is sluggish, if not in recession, and we face serious threats from south of the border. So there's serious issues facing the country. And you know, we want to work constructively and positively in this parliament. We'll support things we support, we'll oppose things we don't, and the rest of that is up to Mr. Carney.
Minister Champagne says there will be no surprises, but also there will be something for everyone, including working people in this budget.
Maybe it is Christmas. Sounds like it's Christmas. Something really. Well, you know, I'm not, you know, what I believe in and not believe isn't important. What's important is what's in that budget tomorrow. And I want it to be a good budget for Canadians, and I want it to help people with the very serious affordability issues they're facing. And with my caucus colleagues, we'll analyze it in depth, and we'll give it a fair read, and then we'll start consulting.
And a
Just to be
quick
clear,
BC
abstentions
issue.
on the table?
A quick BC issue. This is Ashley notified us. Premier Eby has decided to withdraw the ad he was going to run in the United States attacking tariffs. And I wonder, of course, forestry is a big issue for you guys out there. So I wonder what you think of Premier Eby's decision to not run ads in the United States.
Well, I would never second guess the decision of Premier Eby. You know, he's done an excellent job in British Columbia, and you know, he's got his reasons for strategizing for BC, and I'm 100% behind Premier Eby and whatever strategy he chooses.
Mr. Davies, I just got to ask you, because the leader of the opposition just literally up in the chamber was sort of laying out the positions for supporting and then laying out the positions for not supporting the budget from what he's asking for. Do you think that's the right way to do things without having seen the budget?
It sounds like he's bargaining with himself. No, I don't think that's the right way to go. I mean, look, we're, you know, what are we, almost 24 hours away from a budget. I think the important, responsible thing to do now is to wait and see what's in it. We've been very clear laying out what we want. We want this budget to create jobs, to create housing for people, to protect and strengthen health care. We're going to analyze it through the lens of whether it's good for working people, and we've had a lot of specific suggestions as well. We want to see a youth climate corps. We want to see an east-west north electricity, clean electricity grid. We want to see co-op housing. So there's no shortage of things that this government could pick up if they want to secure NDP support. But at this point, you know, the only thing to do is wait and see if the government's listened or not. We'll see if Mr. Carney is going to respect this minority parliament, and to see whether or not that he's crafted a budget that can win support, or whether he's playing games, which he seems to say he doesn't want to do, but playing games and, you know, high-stakes brinkmanship with the country. I don't think that's responsible.
Some MPs today said they've counted their election signs over the weekend. How do you feel about the idea of an election?
Well, I've said already that I don't think Canadians want an election, and I don't think our country needs one at this point. We're facing serious economic problems. I think Canadians want us. They sent us to Parliament to try to make Parliament work. That was a big Jack Layton line. We're only 6 months away from the last election. So, you know, do I think our country needs one? Not at this point. I think we need to be united. I think we need to work on the problems facing our country and our economy. So that's my preference. But it's not up to me. It's up to Mr. Carney.
Just to be clear, abstention is still on the table, right? For the NDP, it's still on the vote.
You know, every vote I ever see, you know, there's abstentions that happen. You know, you can vote yes, no, or abstain. Those are the 3 possibilities. And as far as I'm concerned, all options are on the table. Okay? Thank you all so much. All right. Take care.
Is abstaining from the vote on budget day on the table for you?
You know, we haven't seen the budget. I know that they can't count on the NDP. We're going to look at the budget and we're going to discuss it as a caucus.
But are you, Mr. Davies was suggesting that it wasn't ruling out some or all MPs just abstaining from the vote because you don't want an election. How do you personally feel?
Well, we're discussing it as a caucus. Like I said, nothing's off the table. We're going to look at the budget. We can't vote in favor of an austerity budget, and then we'll make a decision as a caucus from there.
For you, is abstaining from voting on the table for yourself personally?
Well, all I can say is we're going to discuss it as a caucus. We have not seen the budget yet, and we'll decide as a caucus. Thank you.
Going into an election?
Pardon?
Would you be okay going into an election?
Look, nobody wants an election except the Liberals right now, and we'll discuss it at a caucus and we'll go from there. Thank you.
Are you going to decide as a group or individually?
We'll discuss it as a caucus. Thank you.
Discuss your decision. All vote the same way? On the budget, will all the MPs be voting the same, or are you making your choice individually?
Well, our caucus will have that discussion, and once we see the budget, we'll decide how we'll move forward.
Do you want an election? Are you ready for an election?
Well, I think the questions should be put to the Prime Minister about the election, and if he doesn't want to have an election, what he really needs to do is to engage with the opposition parties and put forward a budget that opposition parties can support.
For you personally, are you comfortable with abstaining from the vote if need be to make sure there's no election?
I will not abstain.
Do you have any red lines then for tomorrow's budget?
We'll see what the budget looks like.
Est-ce que l'abstention est une option pour le NPD?
Bien, vous nous permettrez d'abord de prendre connaissance du budget. On est à 24 heures du discours du ministre des Finances. On va voir qu'est-ce qu'il va y avoir là-dedans. Alors, évidemment, il y a 3 possibilités de voter sur un budget, pour, contre ou s'abstenir. Tout est sur la table parce que je n'ai pas lu le budget. Alors, j'attends de voir qu'est-ce qu'il y a dedans, en fait.
Bon, de ce qu'on sait du budget, est-ce qu'il y a déjà des choses là-dedans qui plaisent au NPD?
Mais je ne sais pas qu'est-ce que vous savez du budget. Peut-être que vous avez des indications que je n'ai pas. C'est sûr que pour nous, on a toujours dit, on est en période extrêmement difficile. Le chômage chez les jeunes est très élevé, donc il faut protéger nos emplois. Il faut lutter contre l'administration américaine de Donald Trump. Il faut protéger les emplois syndiqués. Il faut avoir de l'investissement dans du logement social, communautaire et hors marché. Puis on veut voir aussi des progressions puis renforcer notre système de santé. Ça pourrait être, par exemple, l'assurance médicaments qui couvre une plus large gamme de médicaments.
Est-ce que retomber en élection aussi rapidement, si tous les partis d'opposition s'opposent, est-ce que c'est une bonne idée selon vous?
Vous savez, les Québécois et les Canadiens, je pense que personne ne veut aller en élection en ce moment. Est-ce que ça veut dire que nous, on a peur d'aller en élection? Non. Mon équipe est prête, on est prêt, on sait quel local électoral on irait louer et on va le faire si on doit le faire. Si le budget est absolument un budget d'austérité avec de graves coupures dans les services à la population, ça serait difficile pour nous de supporter ça. Mais est-ce que monsieur, madame, tout le monde dans la rue nous disent « Ah oui, c'est une bonne idée d'avoir des élections? » Bien sûr que non.
Mais est-ce que vous sentez le poids de faire, disons, le choix responsable de « OK, on va être les gens matures dans la pièce et éviter des élections canadiennes » ?
Il y a 4 partis politiques dans la Chambre des communes. Chacun a le poids d'être responsable, y compris M. Carney, qui a la responsabilité d'aller trouver une majorité pour son budget en Chambre.
Vous pensez que ça le motive, ça? Ça pourrait l'intéresser d'aller en élection pour aller chercher cette
Je ne sais pas si M. Carney aime faire des élections. Je pense par contre qu'il aime gouverner. S'il veut continuer à gouverner, peut-être qu'il voudrait éviter d'avoir des élections.
Votre collègue Jenny Kwan dit qu'il n'est pas question de s'abstenir quand on parle du NPD, mais M. Davies dit non, toutes les options sont sur la table. Alors, qu'est-ce que vous en comprenez en ce moment?
Bien, moi, j'en comprends que personne n'a lu le budget. On a une réunion demain soir. On va regarder de manière technique c'est quoi les propositions qui sont dans ce budget-là, les pour et les contre. Il y a un autre caucus le mercredi matin. Ensuite de ça, on va avoir des discussions. On va trouver un consensus entre nous.
Est-ce que vous allez tous voter de la même façon?
Vous savez, pour nous, au NPD, on a toujours voté de la même façon sur les votes de confiance. Ça devrait être le cas encore une fois. Là.
In English, personally, would you abstain from voting for this budget?
All the options are on the table. You can vote in favor, you can vote against, or you can abstain. It's always been the case, and it's even easier with the app right now on our phones. But before saying what I will do, what the NDP caucus will do, we will read the budget. We will see what is in there. Is there something interesting for young people? Is there something for affordable housing? Is there something for our healthcare system? The Liberals, they know our priorities. We'll see tomorrow. Merci.
Mr. Blair, we're expecting historic investments in defense in tomorrow's budget. What should we make of that? Because it's being paired with cuts as well.
As our finance minister said, it's going to be a generational budget.
But do we have a priority set, right? Because we know there's money in defense, but not.
I believe so.
Ready for an election?
I think when you live in a minority parliament, you're always ready for an election.
Jay, your signs are ready.
Against the U.S.
What?
What's the question?
BC has decided to pull its ad that was planning to
Oh,
roll out
yeah.
against the US. BC says he'll only speak directly to Americans in line with federal strategy going forward. What's your reaction to that?
This is the American ambassador saying this?
No, this is the province of BC. They were going to
Oh,
roll
BC.
their own ads against the US, and now they're saying we're not going to do that. Do you have a reaction to that?
Afraid not. I haven't heard that's the case. I can't really say I haven't much to comment. Sorry.
Avez-vous une réaction par rapport à la réélection de M. Marchand, qui est un candidat très pro-travaux? Qu'est-ce que vous en pensez?
Bien, je veux d'abord féliciter M. Marchand pour sa réélection. C'est une victoire qui est assez décisive. Puis féliciter aussi tous les autres candidats qui ont levé la main. Ça demande du courage de se lancer en politique. Puis ça a été une campagne rocambolesque, mais je pense que moi, je suis content de continuer de travailler avec M. Marchand, entre autres sur le projet de tramway, qui est un projet essentiel pour la mobilité à Québec. On est derrière ce projet-là depuis 2018, mais qui est aussi essentiel pour le développement économique de la ville de Québec, la grande région de Québec, qui va générer 7 000 emplois, des retombées. On parle de 12 milliards de dollars. C'est énorme pour Québec. Je pense que c'est une bonne nouvelle à ce chapitre-là.
Les électeurs viennent de lui donner donc un mandat fort en faveur du tramway, mais est-ce que vous pensez que c'est possible, dans ce contexte-là, de continuer à s'opposer au projet comme le font les conservateurs?
Je pense qu'à ce stade-ci, puis en fait, en mon sens, ça fait longtemps qu'on doit aller de l'avant avec ce projet-là. C'est vrai que je crois que là, la population a parlé. C'était pas le seul enjeu, mais c'était un des gros enjeux de la campagne municipale. C'est qu'à ce stade-ci, je pense qu'il faut qu'on continue d'aller de l'avant avec ce projet qui est essentiel pour toutes sortes de raisons, entre autres le développement économique de la Ville de Québec. Merci. Merci.